could have been disastrous. Good evening. So this is a little bit different than what I would typically do. We're gonna try something out. It's gonna be real cozy because it's evening, and normally I try to finagle with lighting, and because you know they tell you go for that natural lighting. That's how it's worked out for me. Grab your favorite cozy beverage. I'll go ahead and turn on the fireplace. Let's go ahead and get started. Listen, I turned on the fireplace. I mean, like, I don't. It'd be a fire hazard if it were for real. Also, I recognize that spooky season is over. However, as the self-appointed ambassador to Christmas, the next big thing is Christmas. But listen, I love Christmas as much as the next person. Again, self-appointed ambassador. 4 reasons. However, it's still fall. Let me have this. So today's video, I kind of wanted to do something where I didn't expect to actually do this video for a little while. It sort of weighed on my soul a little bit. For those of you who know, on Twitch for the month of October, I pretty much streamed in different cosplays, and I realize now why I was oftentimes hesitant to either talk about my cosplays or showcase my cosplays, because there were a lot of them that desperately needed some TLCR, tender love and care repairs. This video was something that I hope to do later down the line, but we're here now. I'm just going to showcase the different kinds of cosplays that I have that desperately need a little bit more love, some repairs, and maybe I'll finally be at a place where I can look at this cosplay, or maybe just feel comfortable wearing the cosplay again. If anything, it'll be in preparation for next year, because that means I'll have hopefully more selections. I will preface and say that there'll be a separate video of the actual repairing of cosplays, because again, this is evening and I just wanted a simple, cozy video. So let's go ahead and get started. It's a lot. Actually, the reality of a lot of my cosplays is that it's not a lot. 3 cosplays, I think at least, they have all shown different stages of my cosplay sewing journey. The one thing I will say is that doing the cosplays on stream has really opened my eyes to this. So the first thing that we're gonna start off is probably my first real cosplay that I did, which is Avatar Korra from The Legend of Korra. I did both her looks. I did both her book 1 light blue outfit, and then I also did pretty much the dark navy blue outfit that she wears for the rest of the season. So with that being said, I have the pretty much like the even number books 2 and 4. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but this is just simple bias tape, and everything is like, it's hand sewn and it's fine, except this is very stretchy fabric. Because it's stretchy fabric and the bias tape isn't stretchy, the threads are kind of pulling, and it's already like ripped before, and like obviously it's really hard to do like corners like these. So I want to basically take this and redo it, but I think this is really cool because this is the first cosplay where I really worked hard and sewed most of it. The actual like suit is like a ballet, I guess, leotard kind of deal. I knew that this was way out of my comfort and skill level, so I figured you gotta make do with what you have, right? So this actual part I bought and then just added all of the details, and I'm really pleased. At the time, I was so proud and so happy to have done this, and yeah, I just want to be able to do it justice. I have her armbands, wristbands, I guess, which are pretty much the same deal. It's this not stretchy, which like is good. It adds stability, but like it has no give. And while my wrists might be still small, you know, everything else, it's not the same size. Plus it was really hard to like pull on and off. The ends need to get fixed. Speaking of armbands, I also have the really long ones. And these are just, I think they were glued on at some point. They do have stitching, but again, I think this is like the really like satin, not real silk fabric. It's like super polyester. There is no give to this. And yeah, it's for a stretchy material. I definitely want to be able to repair this part. And actually, fun fact, so these sleeves are actually, the leotards are actually long sleeved. So I just cut the sleeves off and then adjusted the length. And they turned out, I mean, you work smarter, not harder. Ironically, I started on the tunic backwards because here's the white version, which pretty much the same deal. I want to be able to fix the collars, and honestly, the edges look really nice, but they are super tight, like right under here, and it doesn't cut off circulation, but it's just like this constant rubbing. If you've ever had to use crutches, it's just not fun. What I will say that I am most pleased about is the fact that I can still fit in those leotards. Yay! Moving on, we have her, I guess, like hip belt thing. It was pretty simple to make. I am missing the actual clasps, like the hooks that would attach, so that way it like attached. I don't know how, there is no rhyme or reason how this worked. I don't know how I did it, so I want to fix that. Plus there is a portion of, here it is, that's not supposed to be there. So I just want to redo the edges, clean up the seams, and obviously fix this part. And then last but certainly not least is Cora's jacket, the winter one that she has when we first see her in the South Pole. It fits, but it's really awkward. So I want to go back and I just want to fix up the seams, the edges, make sure everything is aligned. And this is 100% I made in college, I think mostly by hand because I didn't have a sewing machine, and I was super proud of this. I wore this everywhere when I was in school, and when I would travel to come home for the holidays, I wore this, and it was warm, first of all, and I was just really proud. And I haven't felt like that in a while with the things that I've made. Like I said, doing the cosplays on Twitch kind of reignited that love and reminded me that even though I knew this wasn't the greatest thing in the world, and I've learned a lot about sewing and pattern making and all of this stuff since, I was just so happy and proud to have made something by myself and wear it, and it holding up. Yeah, I want that joy and that spark to come back again. I feel like that's been the theme. This next cosplay is one that I want to say about 90% I made from scratch. I think some of the accessories I might have bought, edited or tweaked or adjusted something so that it would match the character, and it is the League of Legends KDA Akali. And the thing that I want to adjust or fix is her jacket. All in all, the jacket is great. I wore it around Emerald City Comic Con. That was the first time I like debuted the cosplay. And it worked out well, it fit well, but there's definitely parts where I want to fix and adjust. This was the first time I made a jacket like this. Even though I made the Cora one, it was pretty straightforward. It was just shapes that I could cut into and it was like a sweatshirt, whereas this one actually had like a zipper and real sleeves. I have done even though I hate doing sleeves, I have done many a sleeves since then to know that I know where I struggled and I need to fix this. Generally speaking, it's pretty good. I don't think I would need to buy new fabric per se. I think it's just a matter of making sure that everything is, at least the lining and how everything is sitting is nice and even. And then of course I do have the dragon. Oh yeah, see? dragon patch. I think I glued it on because I just didn't have time to actually sew it. It came in like really late, and I was traveling from LA to Seattle. So when it arrived that night, I was just like, I just could not be bothered. So I just frantically just glued that baby on, and she stayed on. She stayed on for the entirety of the con. She stayed on for a couple more days, and I think when I was just cleaning and packing, and I took it off and was like, I will deal with it at a later time, and the later time is coming. I think ironically too, just as another sidebar, is that each of these cosplays has showcased or has been a milestone in my cosplay and sewing journey. It's tested me and really forced me to try different sewing techniques and to sew different things. And so I am in a way really appreciative, if that makes sense, of the crafts and the cosplays that I take on. This next one is a huge testament to that. This cosplay I remember doing pretty much as my COVID cosplay. It was the cosplay that I worked on during the entirety of COVID. This probably was 95% me. Actually, you know what? I think it's easier to name what it was that I didn't make, which was the hat base, the actual studs for a necklace, and the shoes. Oh, and then the fishnet stockings. So the next cosplay I want to go back and fix is from Persona 5 Royal, is the Shadow Sai Nijima. She's one of the boss battle baddies that you have to go through in the game. I gotta say, this is probably one of my more risque cosplays, but it is also one of the ones that I feel so good in and am really proud of. But there's definitely things that need to be adjusted. Specifically within the dress, there's like on the sides, first of all, this was my first time working with like a pleather fabric, and I didn't realize that there was a way that you can sew it so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the sewing machines. That was an issue for me. Same thing, I want to fix up the seams. I know it can't really see it with the lighting, but these are some gnarly seams, but I want to make sure that the hips, the lower back gets taken in, and then I want to make sure that the girls are properly covered when you, because you can, if I move a certain way, you might see the girls. Listen, it's called tasteful side boob for a reason. So I want to make sure that the spots that are kind of questionable are sewn more securely. I also want to go and I want to fix some of her accessories, the biggest thing being her necklace. This, I know it was actual leather because I had to put the studs in, but I think it was just also one of those things where I just wanted to get this cosplay done, so I just glued on Velcro, and obviously it's falling apart. And then her hat, one of the flowers popped off, so I just want to be able to actually attach the belt. I'll probably sew it in place. Before, I didn't have it sewn in place. I was hesitant of actually attaching anything because I really liked this sun hat, but then I got another one and I was like, this is fine, this will be for the cosplay. I want to actually attach the band so it doesn't flop around and go crazy, and then fix the flower. And then last but not least, this is so random, but it's just one little thing that can like really, I don't want to say make or break, but it could make or break it. My Vexalia cosplay, I have no notes except for her feathers. I currently have it on like a hair clip that's really big, and I have constantly fought with just having it stick. But I realized that's because I shouldn't have used a big hair clip like this. This is more for like hair clips in the back. See, it looks great back here. So I want to be able to take the feathers off and put it on an actual hair clip that would work. That is a plan for that. You work with what you can, kids. Like, it's cosplay. It's all part of the illusion. So that's it. That's pretty much all that I want to get done as far as fixing cosplays that I have. And I know that sounds really, really weird because I made it seem like it was so much more, but these are cosplays, as I said, were big milestones in my own sewing journey and in my cosplay adventure. I can't stress enough how much I was really hesitant and scared and just kind of like meh on some of these cosplays now, they really do mean so much to me, and I just remember the joy and the sense of accomplishment that I felt when I finished them. And I just want to be able to do these cosplays proud and feel that same confidence. As I said, I'll be ready for next year's cosplay roulette kind of thing. Thanks so much again for joining me on this different kind of video. I know it's really slow going and not as exciting, but I mean, I'm showcasing something that has been a part of me, and as we continue the cosplay journey, it's nice to look back and reflect. The actual fixing of the cosplays will be a different video. That's all from me this week. If you like the video, I would greatly appreciate a little, thumbs up, subscribe. I do try to post videos every other week. I also stream on Twitch every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just playing games. And there are sometimes I also showcase my cosplays, and we even do some art on there. So if you're just looking for some chill vibes, also hang out there, check it out. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. And until the next one, stay awesome, my friends. Bye! Grab your comfiest drink of choice. I'll go ahead and turn on the log fire. The log fire? This is cold coffee, and it is like 8 o'clock. I really shouldn't be drinking coffee right now. For this week's episode, I have her armband. I mean, you could work hard and smart, and, but then the expectation levels rise. Where was I going with that? I have done many a sleeves that have I just had, This is majestic. This is like Christmas vibes. Oh no.